And the Christmas Festival of Football continues here on Trevor Sports, introduced by Trev Lynham. It's Match of the Day. Good evening. Christmas is here, December is here, our tree is even here. And that means one thing if you're a football fan, lots of games for you to bring. The Christmas schedule is thick and fast, and today we kick off our Christmas season here on Trevor Sports with the Manchester Derby. A huge game which is pit second versus third, Solskjaer versus Guardiola. Sikacento arriving in wide position for Manchester City. Here's Aguero, back to goal. Oh, he's dangerous! And we are keeping the theme of Derby days as we've got the West Midlands Derby between Wolverhampton Wanderers and Aston Villa. And Aston Villa this season not been short of some entertainment.
Then on the far side, whips a good cross in there, and a header just wide.
Plus, as always, we'll bring you all the highlights of all the other goals played in today's Premier League games. But first to Old Trafford, and Manchester United are through to the knockout stages of the Champions League. In the universe of Trevor Sports, Manchester City, on the other hand, have bowed out. So, with all this to play for, Manchester City's attention surely must be squared solely on regaining their Premier League title that they lost to Liverpool last season. It was a big game also for Manchester United, with a win here could move them up to second place. Massive occasion for both sets of fans. Your commentator for this one is Trevor Davis. Well, in this part of the world, the Manchester Derby is the most important game of the season. And tonight it's between second and third in the Premier League. And after the Liverpool results earlier on, Manchester City know there is a chance for them to go top. All they've got to do is win 3-0 here at Old Trafford. They've won by more in the past, but this is a season in which very much the Manchester United Reds is coming up alongside the Manchester City Blue. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said pre-match today that this is about passion as well as executing the plan to perfection. And the side he's chosen to exit that is missing that of Paul Pogba or Matic. Fred will anchor the midfield and Donny van de Beek starts for Manchester United. No Cavani, he's on the bench. It's Rashford and Martial up front. After their painful defeat and exit of the Champions League, Nathan Ake's brought in at centre-half to Arthur Laporte. Aguero went off with a toe injury in that. Riyad Mahrez comes in to replace Bernardo Silva and Rodri's through the middle. Well, for these players and for everybody here in Manchester, this is just about as big as it gets. At the moment here, Manchester United know that this is the chance for them. Van der Beek. Bruno Fernandes has got options out wide and he goes for the shot himself. Nathan Ake makes the block. Fernandinho clears. McTominay will chest it down and will pass it through to Martial. Was he brought down? There is no penalty given. I think that was more a natural collision between two players. Here's Rodri. Ake. Kyle Walker. Riyad Mahrez. Oh, fine ball into Jesus and an even better challenge by Harry Maguire. Rashford. Oh, he was caught there by Kyle Walker. Kevin Freund wastes no time in raising the yellow card. That'll be real problems for Kyle Walker. No doubt about it, that is an absolute stonewall yellow, but all have to be careful for the rest of the game. Maguire under pressure. City winning 4-0 against and then Marseille, but Aguero complaining of that toe injury that seemed to hold him up. Here's Martial now. Bruno Fernandes first time to Wan-Bissaka. And De Bruyne is marshalling him. Here's McTominay. Bruno Fernandes. McTominay goes down. Anthony Martial. Good deflected clearance and Laporta gets it away to Sterling, who can use his pace on the counter-attacks. And Gabriel Jesus has been able to use his pace and get past Fred. And he's through against De Gea and hit the post. Well, would you say, is that a chance Sergio Aguero would have taken? Through there. Gabriel Jesus set himself not under a huge amount of pressure. I think that's a bad miss. Wan-Bissaka brings it forwards. Martial and Rashford are forward. Bruno Fernandes is joining the attack also. Scott McTominay in the edge of the area. Wan-Bissaka's continued going. This is McTominay. We know he can hit them. Martial still. And still Anthony Martial. And Wan-Bissaka! Where did he come from? Wan-Bissaka stayed forwards in an attacking position. Martial went wide, went a little pass inside to him, and he's hit it first time, and that's actually a fantastic save by Edison. Bruno Fernandes will take the corner. Tellers is coming short. Here he is now. Tellers. And he was caught there by Kevin De Bruyne. Sterling pleased with Kevin Friend, but I don't think he's going to listen to him, and I think that's probably the right decision. Well, this was you just see that heavy touch just takes it away, and I think potentially a dead leg there. So Bruno Fernandes, opportunity to curl it round the wall, you'd think. Oh, that's what he's done! Bruno Fernandes for Manchester United. He is the free kick master for them, and he strikes again. And it matters more against City, and you can see it in his eyes. No player, I think, arriving to the Premier League, maybe since that of Cristiano Ronaldo, has made such a difference to a side as Bruno Fernandes is making to Manchester United, and he scores again. The free kick was well hit, it was curling in. Edison tried to get both hands to it, just couldn't keep it in. That is a brilliant start to Manchester United's Manchester derby, and Bruno Fernandes is there again. Ball pass given away. Gabriel Jesus. Van der Beek. Bruno Fernandes out wide to Tellez. United come again. Rashford. Bruno Fernandes is making the run forwards. Good save, but the whistle's gone. And a free kick in favour for Manchester United. And it was that collision by Fernandinho into Rashford. Fernandinho protests his innocence. So, Bruno Fernandes. Is he going to score another free kick? He does! Underside of the bar and in. There is no stopping Bruno Fernandes from set pieces. He's 2 from 2, and United double their advantage. A brilliant free kick. Floated it over the bar, lots of curl into it, out of the reach of Edison, who was completely helpless to stop this also. And it is Bruno Fernandes 2, Manchester City 0. That is just about the perfect free kick. Lines himself up. The curl on it is magnificent. And the smile for him may just be smile of the season. Here's Nathan Ake. Zicacento. Jesus. Clever ball into De Bruyne. Back across to Kyle Walker. And maybe Kyle Walker might not have been your ideal choice to have the ball like that in the area. Rashford and Ake collide. Referee's unmoved. Rodri tries to play it back in again for Riyad Mahrez, but Alex Telles is back there almost in a centre-half position to win the ball back. Kyle Walker. Fernandinho. Coming out for Mahrez. Telles is there. Back to David De Gea. His clearance finds Martial. Martial's header is only good enough to find the left back for Manchester City, Zicacento. Fernandinho out wide to Rodri. Rodri with a great ball through in the middle to Mahrez. What a magnificent goal that is! The pass to Riyad Mahrez is absolutely world class. The control and the finish is absolutely brilliant. This is just delightful. Look at this pass from Rodri into the space. First touch control by Riyad Mahrez. The finish is outstanding. And that is the first real moment of quality, and what a bit of quality it was. A delightful goal by Riyad Mahrez. One you could watch all day. It's 2-1 now. Well, Manchester City will not want half-time at the moment. They think there's an equaliser on the cards. A minute of time added on to play. This is Mahrez. Just keeps his balance. Kyle Walker. Across to Kevin De Bruyne. Zicacento. Sterling. Still Raheem Sterling into the area. Sterling for Manchester City. It's back towards Fernandinho! Oh, how about that? Nearly the equaliser on the stroke of half-time. Manchester United and City are playing out an enthralling game, and half-time it's all to play for. The Theatre of Dreams has seen many great games so far this season. Will it see another one in the second half? Well, Aguero has been brought on for Manchester City with that toe injury. How fit is he for the rest of the game? Here he is now, warming up at half-time extensively, so we'll see how he does. Sterling. Still Sterling. Oh, it's a clever ball into Rodri. There is Maguire. And a free kick to Manchester City in a very, very promising position. Well, Maguire acknowledges the collision between Aguero and he. It was just outside the area. Kevin Freund here pointing for the chance. Now it leads Kevin De Bruyne with an opportunity to equalise, which he does. It's 2-0 here at Old Trafford. It's a game of fantastic free kicks, and Kevin De Bruyne strikes for Manchester City. And in its execution and its timing, it was perfect, because boy did Manchester City need that. Been on the up since Mahrez's wonderful goal, and De Bruyne here had enough guile to get it over the wall with enough pace to beat David De Gea. Once it was past the wall, there was not a lot that he could do. Rodri, back to Kyle Walker. Aguero. Rodri again. Flag stays down and no foul given. Back to David De Gea. Rashford. Here's Zicacento. Here's Nathan Ake. Van der Beek intercepts. Rashford, options ahead of him. Bruno Fernandes nearly found Martial. Bruno Fernandes. Brilliant pass that was to Wan-Bissaka. And Wan-Bissaka again. Oh, good save, but Rashford will finish it. United go back in front. Marcus Rashford. Well, a lovely little exchange by Bruno Fernandes. To pass the ball out wide was absolutely outstanding. The pass back in by Wan-Bissaka. Look at that by Bruno Fernandes. Wan-Bissaka's pass back in. Beat everybody. Edison had to stop it. And on the 11th day of December, Rashford was given the goal. This is the moment where it called everybody out. There was Rashford to strike. Well, half an hour to go. 3-2. It's a classic again. Nathan Ake. Manchester United playing with the 4-4-2, but the diamond in the middle, which does seem to get the best out of Bruno Fernandes. Means Martial and Rashford are playing as more traditional centre forwards. Fernandinho combining with Fred. Bruno Fernandes brings it away. Martial, here is Rashford, who's got 3 blue shirts around him. And play it off quickly. Fernandes to McTominay. And a great ball into Rashford, whose control is magnificent. But it's good defending by Nathan Ake. He has been impressive today, and it has to be said. Here is Riyad Mahrez, who scored goal of the game for me. And McTominay's collided with Sergio Aguero. What does Kevin Freund do here? It's a yellow. I thought it could be more. It looked to me as if an arm was involved. Was it accidental or intentional? I have to say, I think that should be a red card. So Kevin De Bruyne with the free kick. Nathan Ake takes it down. Aguero, and Everett is blocked. So Bernardo Silva has arrived for Manchester City, but how fit is he? Martial with a delightful ball through to Bruno Fernandes. It's more good defending, and here is Bernardo Silva, and in the end he's done enough. Well, look at this again. The ball through was great, but credit to Kyle Walker and Laporte for making the block. For how much longer might we see Pogba at Manchester United? Question remains. Here's Sikicento. Fernandinho. Rashford makes the block. Van der Beek heads it away. Martial will get that and turn Fernandinho. McTominay, who was on the yellow card for that foul on Aguero. Sterling with a great ball through to Aguero, and there's Maguire, and somehow Manchester United survive. Sterling, game is really stretched now. Fernandinho, De Bruyne. Fred is across, Sterling is there. Sikicento arriving in wide position for Manchester City. Here's Aguero, back to goal. Always dangerous! Always dangerous on this occasion. About 74,000 Manchester United fans collectively let out a sigh of relief. Fernandinho wins it. Sterling. Is there to be more action? Is there another goal? You feel there is. It's to whom though? Will it be the equaliser? Will Manchester United pull clear? Fernandinho from distance! Oh, how unlucky was that? Fernandinho striking for goal. Had shades of Vincent Kompany when they won the league against Leicester. Practically. That was so close from the Manchester City skipper. Ake is across. De Bruyne. Aguero. Sterling. Here is Benjamin Mendy. Bernardo Silva. Oh, and you thought for half a second he'd found Aguero there. United casually passing it away, and it's causing them problems because Kevin De Bruyne has played in Raheem Sterling, and it's back to Kevin De Bruyne, and Harry Maguire is there again, and there's Morris, and it's chaos in the area, and it's cleared away, and it will be a Manchester City throw-in. Manchester United win the Manchester derby. A brilliant game, pulsating at times. Manchester City made a real go of it in the second half, and thanks to some brilliant scrambling defending, have held on. City have gave it everything, but United, well, the difference for them again is Bruno Fernandes once more. That's why they are victorious this evening here at Old Trafford. Full time of an absolutely brilliant Manchester derby. Manchester United 3, Manchester City 2. Manchester United winning 3-2 in a really, really good game, it has to be said, and that'll move them up the table. Manchester City, despite Sergio Aguero coming on and playing through the pain barrier, as he said to us at half the time when he came on, it wasn't quite enough for them. Next game today is the West Midlands derby between Wolverhampton Wanderers and Aston Villa. Both sides in the wrong half of the table, but you feel with their sides that this could be a real time for both of them to kick on. Aston Villa scraped through to survive their Premier League status and have started to thrive during the big occasions where we'd featured them on Matchday. Wolverhampton Wanderers, it just hasn't quite happened for them. Could this be the afternoon that all changes? Your commentator for this one is Trevor Motson.
Two fierce rivals, both founder members of the Football League, and here we are at a very bright but very cold Molineux to see Villa, who are really climbing the table after a poor start to the season, can really get back on terms. Wolves are doing okay, but had a setback at Liverpool last week, but I think they've got the nucleus of a very good side here at Molineux, and Nuno Santo is doing an excellent job thus far. Just missed out on a place in Europe last term. Looking to go one better this year. This is their lineup. Saiz, Cody and Bowie the front three. What about that? Daniel Pronos, Jimenez and Traore up front. And great midfield forward Vitinho and Neves at the central part of it. As for Aston Villa, who have been going really well, they keep Martinez in goals, and Gels and Mings, the two centre-backs. Watch out for Grealish, Trezeguet and Watkins. They've got plenty of goals in their belt, and of course Barclays, McGinn and Hurrigan can cause problems. There's a great atmosphere inside Molineux. 30,000 here for this all West Midlands affair. As I say, two founder members of the Football League. They've been rivals since the early days of league football in 1888. Here's Jack Grealish with an early chance and just wide. Well, the Villa captain going very close indeed. Lovely approach play from Villa. Remember, the last two times I've watched Aston Villa for Match of the Day, they've scored 4 goals on both occasions. That was against Leeds at Villa Park and at West Ham as well, where they ran absolute riot. Volley for Wolves. First chance to look at them on Match of the Day this season, and they don't look a bad outfit. 11th place is a very false position on paper when you look at their team. And Trezeguet's shot was blocked, and then Grealish tried another shot. And to be fair, Rui Patricio actually made a fantastic save. He really impressed for me, Patricio, during the European Championships here in England. And here he shows just why. He's falling back, he's off balance, but still gets his right hand up and palms it away. Bright sunny day here at Molineux, but don't be deceived, it's very bitterly cold, as I can testify, sat up here on the gantry. Anyway, here's Neil Taylor now for Aston Villa. Quarter of an hour gone here in this fiery but brilliant Midlands derby, and towards Grealish, and Watkins was there too. Comes to Barkley on the edge. Barkley! Oh, another fine save. Well, that's 2 good saves in the first quarter of an hour from Rui Patricio. Balling towards Watkins, not dealt with very well by the Wolves defence. Came back to Barkley here, and he almost put Dean Smith's side ahead. Mings tidying up at the back again. Taylor just about got away from Traore. He's a very pacey player. 18 minutes gone. This is Trezeguet. Watkins trying to turn Otto there. Here's a chance now for Grealish trying to turn Willie Bowie. Bowie got the better of him for once, but that wasn't a good clearance by Bowie. And now here's Taylor picking it up for Villa. They're certainly having the better of the opening 18 minutes of this West Midlands derby. The little chip forward towards Trezeguet. He's got him behind, and whoa, Sai's got back there just in the nick of time, and he's giving it straight to Huren, who now plays it to Barkley, who scores. First word in the derby, in the West Midlands derby for Aston Villa. Wolves made an absolute dog stinner of clearing it. Not a good ball away by Sai's. And then the ball came to Ross Barkley, who smashed it in the bottom corner superbly with his right foot. And a deadly right foot at that. He's really got his mojo back since signing from Chelsea on loan this season. And Villa take the lead on 20 minutes here at Molineux. The Wolves have just disappointed a little bit. On paper they do have a really good side, and of course they lost Diego Jota to Liverpool in the summer, but they do have some really good attacking talent. But at the moment it's Villa's talent up front that's producing the goods, and Trezeguet's cross nearly finding the head of Ollie Watkins, and now the ball has been threaded towards Adama Traore. If they can get him on the ball, Wolves can be a threat, but at the moment it's all Villa. Barkley to Watkins, he's turned Sai's well. Here's Trezeguet away from Cody, but again a good play again for Wolves, better defending. Cronen's now the former Olympiacos man. He turns into trouble in Gilbert, and here come Villa again. They're asking all the questions here. Watkins, Trezeguet with the shots, and that's a more comfortable save from Patricio. Villa are asking questions, and on balance the play should be possibly more than the goal they are ahead by. Another comfortable save, mind you, by the Portuguese goalkeeper. Had a good eye for him and got the ball at the second attempt. Now then, they've got Adama Traore on the ball down. This man can run. He's found Semedo, who impressed very well, I thought, for the Portuguese on their run to the European final when they lost, of course, to England. Not that you need reminding, of course. Semedo to Matinho. Semedo again. Oh, he's been tripped, and that's surely got to be a free kick there. The referee, Johnny on the spot, and he books Barkley for that. So we've got a situation here that Wolves, who really haven't been at the races for the first sort of 26-27 minutes, where they've got themselves a free kick in a very promising position. Now can they get the equaliser here? Looks like Neves perhaps. And I think it is going to be Ruben Neves! Oh, it's a sensational goal! 1-1. And Wolves are back in this game and make Villa pay for all those missed chances that went before. And Molineux is absolutely roaring now. The roof's come off the famous old stadium. Wolves are level. 1-1 with 29 minutes of the game gone. What a superb free kick. Martinez probably went a bit late. Went over the wall and it whizzed past him before he could even dive. 1-1. Here's Taylor. Must admit I've enjoyed every second of this derby. It's been blood and thunder, very competitive. Two wonderful goals from Barkley and Neves. And here's Trezeguet now for Villa. Can't find Watkins. That should be Patricio's and his. What's his distribution like? No, not very good. Straight to Gilbert. Wasn't the best there from Patricio. He's put Wolves in trouble here. Watkins to Grealish, trying to get away from Bowie. Watkins again, gets the shot off and off. Well, half the crowd thought it had gone in, and it's hit the back of the net, but the wrong side of it. Only Watkins really in sparkling form in his last 3 or 4 games. Nearly getting on the score sheet there. Well, we've had plenty of excitement in these 33 minutes to sink a battleship. It's been superb. Here's Traore again. And this kid has got pace to burn, and he's going towards the area, virtually on track before Barkley stopped in his tracks illegally. And, well, Traore's not going to take it quickly. There may have been a case there to taking a quick free kick. And I think Ruben Neves has got the taste for these now. He scored from a not too dissimilar position before. Can he repeat the dose again? Martinez will want a good view at it, and it is Neves, and this time Martinez gets across and makes a very important save to stop Wolves from going 2-1 up. He nearly repeated the trick again, Neves. He was so unlucky. But he's going to go across now to take the corner. Wolves aren't finished yet. And it goes towards Johnny Castro. Otto, Semedo might try the shot here. Nelson Semedo. No, he goes out to Neves. Wolves now starting to ask a few questions after a tentative first 25 minutes there. Really in this game now and really battling on all fronts. Matinho with a turn. Oh, just wide. Well, it's been a first half of 2 halves. The first half of it's really dominated by Villa, but certainly the second part of the first half, you've got to give it to Wolves. And Matinho so near, but yet so far. Grealish. Oh, brilliant play from Semedo. He's really impressed me in the last 10 minutes or so, Nelson Semedo. He's been brilliant. So too is Mings there to deny Wolves a pass through. And here goes Grealish to Trezeguet. Watkins is waiting in the middle. This is only Watkins. Oh, he's side-netting again. Once again, half the ground. 40 had gone in, but I obviously knew it was going wide. I think the goalkeeper, Patricio, would have had his near post covered. And yes, Watkins did hit the side netting. 6 minutes into the second half. Here at Molineux in a very competitive Midlands derby. And it's been a really good watch. Thoroughly entertaining. This is Traore now on the far side for Wolves. Remember, they're in the old gold. They're in the current and blue. So they're in the traditional colours today, ladies and gents. And Wolves get the throw. Well, with almost the 6-yard area. Here's Neves. Semedo. Again on the far side. Whips a good cross in there. And a header just wide by Raul Jimenez. Well, he got up between a couple of Villa defenders. May have been a free header, actually. He had strayed offside, but then managed to get himself back on again. Yeah, got up above 2 Villa heads, but headed wide. A presentable chance for Wolverhampton Wanderers. 9 minutes to play. We've played 81.5 minutes, but it's been a brilliant game. And very much worth the admission fee, that's for sure. The 30 quid the ticket you pay to watch these games. Here's target for Villa. Well, they've got 7.5 minutes to one of these two teams to nick it, and the ball in towards Watkins. Well dealt with quite comfortably in the end by Rui Patricio. Will we get a winning goal here? Be a nice way to finish the match if one of these two sides could pinch a winner at this late stage. Remember, a win, the incentive for these two teams. Locked in mid-table will go into the top half. 11th versus 12th. Wolves 11th with 13. Villa or 14 points. Villa 12th with 13, having had no points after 5. Here's Traore now for Wolves. 5 minutes left. Still Traore. Bit boxed in at the moment by the Villa defence. Finds Semedo and offered some very good support there. And he goes down. Referee Johnny on the spot gives the free kick. They're not going to take it quickly, Wolves. I thought Semedo was going to line it up to take it quickly, but that's a harsh one against Conor Hourihane. I think that was a bit of a ricket there from the referee, but Ruben Neves will fancy his chances. That's Villa's 4th foul in the contest. Neves has chipped it in there, and Semedo's stolen in, and what a save that is! As Konza gets it away for Villa by Martinez, the former Arsenal keeper. That may have just saved Villa a point, but it could actually get them on the way to maybe winning it here, because Grealish is on the counter-attack, and Trezeguet will shoot, and he'll hit the crossbar! Oh, what a finish to this game. 2 chances in 30 seconds, firstly for Wolves. The clever free kick from Neves, Semedo not picked up there, and a great save from Martinez before Konza got it away, which launched a counter-attack at the other end, where the ball was sped to Grealish, and the Villa captain played a lovely square ball. Good touch there from Trezeguet, but hits the bar, thuds the bar. The final whistle goes to end a very competitive game. Blood and thunder in between these two old foes. Founder members of the Football League, of course, going back to 1888. But a tremendous game. Really good entertainment. Barclays put Villa ahead after 20 minutes. And then Neves with a free kick. Both teams could have won it at the end, but honours very much even. It's finished here. Wolves 1, Aston Villa 1.
Well, 1-1 was probably a fair result in the end when you look at it on the balance of play, although Aston Villa, truth be said, perhaps had the better chances, but As you'll find out from the roundup, taking your chances are vitally important. So there were 8 more games that were played over the weekend, and here they are. And we start off with the game down in South London between Spurs and Crystal Palace, and of course bringing you through them is Trevor Sinstadt. The London derby between Crystal Palace and Tottenham Hotspur was a fiery affair at Selhurst Park, but it was a great win in the end for Crystal Palace. They had the best of it in the first half and were able to get the first chance off, Wilfred Zaha denied by Hugo Lloris. But despite Crystal Palace's dominance, they were caught on the counter-attack, and it looked to be Spurs' main route to sealing the game. Son played one lovely 1-2 with Harry Kane, charged himself through a Scott Dan, 1-on-1 with Vincent Gator, but before to made a very good save. Then Harry Kane responded from nowhere to finish quite magnificently and give Tottenham Hotspur the lead. Despite that lead though, Tottenham never looked in control, and perhaps there was a little bit of fatigue after going away in the Europa League a few days ago. They did manage to get a second goal, however, and it looked to be all set and game sorted. Harry Kane, his little pass that way to Steven Bergwijn was played into Giovanni Lo Celso in the middle, left-footed, passed the ball past Vincent Gator, 2-0, and you thought from here Jose Mourinho's Spurs have got no chance whatsoever of losing from here. Thank you, one of the Crystal Palace's finest comebacks, and definitely a game all those that were in South London will remember for a long time. The early cross by Townsend was met by Christian Benteke to head home and give Crystal Palace the start of their fight back. The fight back itself would last into the second half, where Andres Townsend was brought down by Ben Davies, brought in for Reguilon, and the referee had no choice but to point to the spot after that foul, despite vehement Spurs protests. Perhaps it was fatigue, or perhaps realising that this wasn't going to be their day. Luka Midiovic was chanced with taking the spot kick, and he made it 2-2 with scoring for a second week in a row. A thunderous effort that Hugo Lloris nearly got to, but as penalties go, this is pretty much unstoppable. Naively, Tottenham tried to find a winning goal. Well, why wouldn't you? Well, this is why you wouldn't, really. And after the overcommitted both wingbacks forward, Ben Davies' pass through and was met by Lucas Moura, which was well blocked. Ward cleared it for Crystal Palace into Benteke, who was fouled by Alderweireld. Notice Alderweireld at the moment is in the opposition half. The ball was played quickly, Townsend leaped it across, lovely interchange between Wilfred Zaha played in Max Meyer through, and as the Spurs defence capitulated, Crystal Palace won the game 3-2 with not much to play at all. A great result for Roy Hodgson's men and for Crystal Palace, a magnificent result for them in this season, and Spurs, their championship charge is stuttering just again. Who can stop Liverpool this season? Well, apparently Fulham can, but it wasn't all their own way. Liverpool completely dominated the game without really being able to get the goals that they deserved for it. This little miss by Mo Salah perhaps showed that the sharpness they showed in midweek wasn't quite up to scratch. But they were able to get themselves the opening goal. A poor bit of defending, and it broke to Mo Salah, one of the easiest volleys he'll have all season, that was. A lovely goal for Liverpool and lay near 1-0 and continue to make chances. However, there's a golden rule in football. If you're going to create chances, take them, because eventually they might come back to haunt you. This one by Mane that was through was actually straight at Areola, when it looked to be an easier effort after he'd stolen the ball. But that's not to say that Fulham weren't without no opportunities. Aaron Knockhart was through and was kicking himself for missing that effort late towards the first half. But Liverpool did continue to create chances in the second half. This deflected cross found Diego Jota, and it was a good save by Areola. Perhaps Liverpool's squad rotation just starting to haunt them slightly here. Adoy in the end played Aaron Knockhart again that crossed the ball into the area, and he was able to equalise in the 90th minute. A great moment for Fulham and disaster for Liverpool, who in offence switched off when there could have been so much better for them. But a fine result for Fulham, perhaps one of their finest of this season thus far. It just dips Liverpool's form slightly. 1-0 in the end was a great result for the Cottagers. Everton Chelsea, the battle of the blues between two sides that have high aspirations this season. Lucatini's early free kick found Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and his volley was well saved by Eduardo Mendy. But it was good to see that Chelsea, that has shown such promise, were able to capitalise it. Well, that's what you would have said where early in the first half Dominic Calvert-Lewin put Everton ahead. But Chelsea showed they're made of stronger stuff, and the depth and strength and the quality of their sides really started to show. And the side of a good side? Well, it's the fact you're able to win while playing badly. Hakim Ziyech's header crouching off the bar, but it didn't stop Chelsea, who didn't give up all game. Doucouré found himself through. This Spanish effort was nearly as set of equipped in that of Harry Hahn, once of the Netherlands, in a famous World Cup goal, but it wasn't far to be. Hakim Ziyech eventually played in Timo Werner, and his effort hit the side netting. And the previous side of Chelsea you might have thought of frustrated. Frank Lampard is starting to still an inner belief. Hakim Ziyech's effort was saved by Pickford and tapped in by Timo Werner for Chelsea to deservedly equalise. But from there, Lampard continued to push his side forwards, and it was to his reward because Chelsea were able to find a winning goal in this contest. Timo Werner's pass was played out wide to Hakim Ziyech, that was played through, an effort that was saved twice by Pickford. Really good double save, but Pickford there getting some redemption after his earlier mistake. But in the end, Hakim Ziyech was played through one-on-one with Pickford, and this time no mistake. A deserved win for Chelsea, yet another late goal in the Premier League. But Chelsea know that'll be a huge win for them this season, and that's going to help them climb up the table. Full time, it is Everton 1, Chelsea 2. Arsenal were reeling after their 6-1 defeat previous week, so it was interesting to see how they could respond against Burnley. Well, to start with, they didn't respond particularly well. Ashley Barnes, with a brilliant header after a lovely bit of play down the right and cross from Robbie Brady, put Burnley ahead. Burnley themselves have started a bit of renaissance in their season. But this brilliant run by Nicola Pepe deserved a lot more. Used his pace to get 3 into the box, and his effort was just past the post and Burnley's Nick Pope. Chance was arrived for Chris Wood at the far post to try and head Burnley 2-0 up, but it wasn't to be in the end, and Arsenal started to make chances, although in truth they were playing quite poorly. Nicola Pepe had the chance again, his header was wide of Nick Pope. Ashley Maitland-Niles eventually laid the ball back out to Kieran Tierney, and on closer inspections it was an open goal that he'd missed with. Burnley didn't realise it, but this was going to be a famous day for them, especially when Ashley Barnes scored again and made it 2-0. The away fans celebrated in glee, and Burnley couldn't believe it. They were 2-0 up at the Emirates. What a priceless win it could be for them. But it just shows you the problems in Mikel Arteta's Arsenal side at the moment. Something isn't quite right. Hector Bellerin put it across. Normally you'd expect Aubameyang to bury that. His header goes wide. But not to say that Arsenal still didn't continue to create chances. Of course they did. It was just this day belonged to Burnley. And to Ashley Barnes. A brace for him. And a 2-0 win away from home. To Arsenal. Trouble for Mikel Arteta. Leicester City have been knowing the 1-0 side in this season. Was it a day in which they were able to get more? Or was this a chance for Brighton to show they're much improved after their first win of the season? Well, they had a bit of luck against them. A brilliant save, it has to be said, by Matthew Ryan when Harvey Barnes was through. Barnes himself, though, continued to create chances. And this effort was brilliantly tipped away by Basuma from Jamie Vardy. Leicester showed great free-flowing and attacking football and continued to make chances. And this, well, how about this for a goal? The most delightful chip from Jamie Vardy. Used his pace to get through. Saw the keeper was off his line. And the replay showed that Matthew Ryan had absolutely no chance of getting to this. That was a class goal. Normally at this point, this is where things start to change around for Leicester City. But not the case here. Although Charlotte's effort was aerobatically saved by Kasper Schmeichel. Perhaps a better goalkeeper may have done a bit more, you could argue. But still, it was a mistake in the end which Brighton ended up being punished for. Vardy was put through, it was palmed back, and Dennis Pratt was there to volley home into an open net for Leicester City. 2-0 was how it finished. A great result for the Foxes and for them, but Brighton again, after last week's win, it keeps them rooted to the table as everyone starts to accelerate ahead of them. Troubling times ahead for the Seagulls. It was 2-0 to Leicester. one of the potential relegation candidates this season, West Bromwich Albion, gave a good go of it at St James's Park, but in the end, luck wasn't quite with them. Although luck wasn't with Callum Wilson, finishing just wasn't quite there for him on this day. Ryan Fraser ended up playing a great ball into Callum Wilson, who laid it to Alan Saint-Maxim, and it was very well saved by Sam Johnston. But in truth, it was West Bromwich Albion who stunned everybody else. Charlie Austin stealing the ball from the centre half, one-on-one with Dubravka, and finishing completely against the run of play. And the way West Bromwich Albion was set up, that was a game plan to perfection. And with that, West Brom were par for the course. Newcastle United tried to find a way through. Paul Dummy's cross was a very good one, but it was a real disaster in the area. Defender and keeper and Andy Carroll getting tangled in one another, and in the end the Geordie was there to knock the ball over the line. Well, I'm not sure how much he knew about it. Replay showed us that this was about as unfortunate a bit of defending as perhaps you could get. With Andy Carroll, he'll take it anyway. But there was no doubt about Andy Carroll's second goal. A lovely work by Callum Wilson, and he played in Andy Carroll, and his left foot was up to the task. With just past Sam Johnston, a turnaround for Steve Bruce's men. Sort of turnaround that warms any true Geordie's heart. St James's Park was rocking for them, and a good win then for this Newcastle side. They're looking to move up the table. West Bromwich Albion beaten sadly again, and they start to make their way further back down the Barclays Premier League. Leeds United enjoyed last week's brilliant 2-0 win away to Chelsea, and they continue their form this afternoon, especially Rodrigo with that volley to give them the lead early in the first half. Great cross, it has to be said, by Luke Ayling, and Ellen Park was absolutely jumping for joy. Leeds were able to continue to create chances, and Rodrigo's effort was well saved in the end by Fabianski. But Leeds continued to look for the second goal that would finish off the match. And it didn't look possible after Mark Noble was booked for this horrible challenge on Rodrigo. The referee said it could potentially be a knee injury, and he could be looking at a lengthy time away from the game. Mark Noble might be also, because it wasn't a very good afternoon for him in truth. That was his first booking, and there was another one to come later on in the contest. Despite Leeds United creating chance after chance, they weren't able to get the deciding moment, and that allowed West Ham a sniff back into the match. Declan Rice heading over when it looked to be an easier chance to put away, but in the end it wasn't to be. Mark Noble was booked for this challenge on Patrick Bamford, despite the best protest of all those in the Hammers, and sadly that was his afternoon over and done with, and the West Ham skipper will also face perhaps a couple of games watching from the stands. So Leeds tried to find a way to finish things off. Hugh Rafinha, who looks to be an ideal replacement slotting into Rodrigo if he's unable to play. And Leeds continued to create chance after chance after chance. This one by Luke Ayling wasn't far away, but it wasn't the 2-0 that would have sealed it up. And it just shows you 1-0 is such a dangerous score. However, Sebastian Haller will have to be thinking that he should have done a lot better with that header. Leeds were able to get the second goal, and what a goal it was. Well, it could have been, but denied again by Fabianski. Rafinha showing us his quality. This goal that settled in the end was something that was to be proud of. Llorente's ball into Bamford, lovely little dummy into Rafinha and back again, and Patrick Bamford scoring again. So, Gareth Southgate, is he going to be in your call-up lists? Great win for Leeds United again, and they really are showing their quality and have been a wonderful addition to this year's Premier League. And it looks to be the Bielsa revolution is continuing. At the time it was Leeds United 2, West Ham United 0. Southampton were well beaten last week against Brighton, so they hope to bounce back in front of their home fans. Yes, they were the home side here, as a result of the kit clashes. Both sides were in their way sat. But no doubt about the clashes between goalkeepers. Aaron Ramsdale's brilliant double saves just showed us where he is this season. The former Bournemouth goalkeeper keeping the scores 0-0. Southampton, though, had the majority of the game and continued to try and find a way through. Shane Long's left-footed effort was again fantastically saved by Aaron Ramsdale, who was the man of the match despite the final result. There wasn't many chances in the end for Sheffield United. Ollie McBurney's left-footed volley just whispering wide of McCarthy's post. And in the end, Southampton continued to try and find a way through. Hugh Theo Walcott. His first goal since 2006, and it turned out to be the last kick of the game practically. The winning goal for Southampton, played through by Stuart Armstrong. A great result for Southampton. They were winners by 1-0. So here are all the results for this week's Premier League games in total. And some real standout results. Good win for Crystal Palace against Tottenham Hotspur. Great win for Burnley, down beating Arsenal 2-0. Leeds United with that 2-0 win at West Ham. 1-1 draw between Fulham and Liverpool. Another draw obviously played between Wolverhampton Wanderers and Aston Villa. The winners today, 3-2 was the order today in a very good week's football. Well, that does for the table. Liverpool will remain top by 2 points after their draw against Fulham. Manchester United, after the win over their rivals, moves them a point ahead. They've got the best goal difference in the league so far. Arsenal continue to fall down the table. They've been overtaken by Leeds with a goal difference now of -9. Newcastle are up to 9th and Everton are back down for 10th. Chelsea jump ahead of Leicester and are breathing down the neck of Spurs. All those three sides separated purely by goal difference. Lower half of the table, Brighton, Fulham and Southampton are still in the relegation places. West Ham aren't, but that's down to their goal difference. Nothing more, the points are all level. Crystal Palace, after their win, pops them ahead of them, up to 16th. West Brom continue to fall down the table. Aston Villa, after their draw with Wolves, remain where they are. Burnley are the big climbers into the table, and Sheffield United fall into the second half of the table. On a special edition of Premier League Sports Night, Liverpool versus Tottenham Hotspur will be our main game, plus we'll bring you the roundup of all the other midweek Premier League action. Well, that brings us to the end to another episode of Match of the Day, a Friday night feast of football, and the Christmas spirit is well and truly alive. Christmas spirit is actually code for lots and lots of football. Good job you found us. From all of us, thank you very much, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.